I'm Angela Scapatura for Canadian HR Reporter TV. Jennifer Rock is the U.S. Director of Employee Communications with Best Buy. She spoke with us about engaging and communicating with employees through social media. So let's talk about employee engagement. What are some of the best ways to engage employees?
Sure. Everybody's talking about employee engagement. It's a great buzzword now in many industries. And the number one way that you can engage your employees, and by that I mean make them more informed and productive and involved in the business, is by opening up the channels of communication. I mean, no longer do we live in a world where you just communicate at your employees, you communicate with them. And by doing that, you allow them to take part in the conversation, you allow them to ask questions, to challenge things that are going on in the company, to bring their ideas forward. And by doing that, they become much more informed and productive. They become involved, they have a stake in what's going on, they have their voice heard, and you always end up with a better business result.
Now, you're from Best Buy. What are some of the things you do within the company to engage your employees?
In Best Buy, we have experimented a lot with dialogue and social media and a number of two-way and all-way communication channels. We have a range of dialogue tools within Best Buy that we use to reach our employees, and employees can get access to the top leaders in our company. And that really runs the range from face-to-face communication tools that we have that's as simple as two chairs set up where an employee can talk to a leader or another employee in a face-to-face way in an open and honest dialogue. We also have a quite sophisticated discussion forum where we have 1.5 million posts in the last 2 years, 10,000 employees a week, going out there to discuss everything that's going on in the business, from strategies and policies to what they like about the company, what they don't like about the company. And leaders jump in there and they have this wonderful, all-level, open conversation that really has made a huge difference in the culture of our company.
So let's talk about social media. How can employers harness that for their organization?
Right. A lot of companies are in the position of looking at social media and figuring out, what do we do with this? It's kind of all the rage. Well, it's a trend. No, it's not. It's here to stay. But social media is also a great communication channel. It's one communication channel, however. You have to have a mixture within your company. Some of the things that I'd suggest, if you've got online communication tools already, you can, for instance, supplement some of those tools with social media type methods. You can allow your employees to rank a story, to rate it up or down. They can comment on the news stories that you're putting out for your employees. That's a great way to get kind of a flavor of social media in the communication channels that you may have just traditionally done in the past. Also, be aware that your employees are already talking externally about your company, whether you are listening or not. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, your employees are already out there. They're talking about your company. Go out there, listen to what they're saying, and meet them where they're at. Talk to them on Facebook, talk to them on LinkedIn and Twitter, and just embrace the social media, because it's not going away.
So you mentioned workers going online to talk about the organization. If companies go online and find that their workers are speaking negatively about the company, what should their approach be?
The funny thing is, when you ask employees to take part in the conversation, they tell you things that you not always want to hear. You don't always want to hear. I always tell people that you have to have some courage. So when you open up the conversation and you ask employees, hey, what do you think? Their first reaction might be to complain. It might be something negative. Work it through with them. Have the conversation, have it regularly, and you will get to a more constructive spot. People shy away from social media and opening up that dialogue because they think all they're going to get are complaints, and that's not entirely true. Again, you have to stick with it, kind of open up those channels and keep it going on a regular basis. Within Best Buy, we have a lot of forums where employees can share their open and honest thoughts. We've done actually a lot of work to create forums where employees can share their thoughts without fear of reprisal. And that's a big way that you can create trust with your employees. They will respect the channels that you're putting out there where they can communicate. And it's a great way to find out what's on their minds. If they're complaining about something, do something about it. They're complaining for a reason. It might be because it's misinformation that they have. Then clear it up. It might be because something is wrong with a policy or something is outdated within the company. That just gives you the opportunity to surface that with your employees so that you can actually act on it and make your company a better place to work.